In the day's other headlines, Israel's military says it killed a senior Hezbollah commander in southern Lebanon today. The commander was identified as Mohammed Naameh Nasser, who went by the name Abu Naameh. The IDF says he led a unit responsible for shooting rockets into Israel. Cross-border fire between the two sides has ramped up recently, sparking a global diplomatic effort to prevent all-out war. In Israel today, Defense Minister Yoav Gallant told a group of soldiers that he's prepared for any possibility.
We are striking Hezbollah very hard every day, and we will also reach a state of full readiness to take any action required in Lebanon, or to reach an arrangement from a position of strength. We prefer an arrangement, but if reality forces us, we will know how to fight.
In the meantime, a settlement tracking group says that Israel has approved the largest seizure of West Bank land in 3 decades. The group, called Peace Now, says the territory in the West Bank amounts to nearly 5 square miles. The current Israeli government considers expansion in the West Bank as legal and legitimate after Israel captured that territory in the 1967 war. Many Palestinians see these expansions as a barrier to any lasting peace. Much of the international community has deemed settlement expansion a violation of international law. Here at home, voters in 2 more states are closer to having abortion measures on the ballot this November. In Arizona, abortion rights advocates say they have more than double the required signatures for a measure that would enshrine abortion rights in the state's constitution. And in Nebraska, activists on both sides of the issue say they've submitted enough signatures for dueling measures, one to protect abortion rights and one to preserve the state's current 12-week ban. 3 other states are trying to add abortion measures to November ballots, while constitutional amendments to enshrine abortion rights are already on the ballot in 6 other states this fall. A U.S. judge has temporarily blocked the Biden administration from enforcing a rule against discrimination in health care on the basis of gender identity. The measure was finalized in May and was due to take effect on Friday. But 15 Republican-led states sued, saying it would require their Medicaid programs to pay for treatments and surgeries for transgender people. Tennessee's Attorney General applauded the block, saying that the law is, quote, an attempt to illegally force every healthcare provider in America to adopt the most extreme version of gender ideology. The defense has rested in the bribery and corruption trial of Senator Bob Menendez. His lawyers called several witnesses over 2 days, though the New Jersey Democrat himself did not testify. Menendez has pleaded not guilty to charges that he accepted hundreds of thousands of dollars in gold, cash, and gifts in exchange for favors he provided to 3 New Jersey businessmen. Menendez has resisted calls to resign from the Senate. Last month, he filed papers to run for re-election as an independent. The leaders of Russia and China have met for the 2nd time in as many months as Moscow seeks international support for its war in Ukraine. Vladimir Putin and Xi Jinping sat down in Kazakhstan during a meeting of the Shanghai Cooperation Organization. That follows a trip by Mr. Putin to Beijing in May. A Kremlin spokesperson said the 2 leaders discussed Ukraine. They agreed that any peace talks without Russia's presence would go nowhere, and they pledged mutual support for one another.
Russian-Chinese relations of comprehensive partnership and strategic interaction are experiencing the best period in their history. Our cooperation is not directed against anyone. We do not create any blocs or alliances. We simply act in the interests of our peoples.
Meanwhile, in Ukraine, the smoke from Russian missile attacks filled the skies over the eastern city of Dnipro. Officials there say the strikes killed at least 5 civilians and injured 47 others. And Wall Street headed into the July 4th holiday on mixed footing. The Dow Jones Industrial Average ended the day just a fraction lower, but the Nasdaq climbed to yet another record close, adding nearly 160 points. The S&P 500 also closed at a new record. Meanwhile, like father, like son, NBA superstar LeBron James has reportedly agreed to a 2-year, $104 million contract extension with the Los Angeles Lakers. meaning he'll almost certainly get to play with his son, Bronny, who was drafted by the Lakers last week. No father and son duo has ever shared the court in an NBA game. For the elder James, next year will be his 22nd season in the league, tying a record for the most ever. Still to come on the NewsHour, the government releases new rules protecting workers from extreme heat. Why a decades-old lawsuit brought by Gary, Indiana against firearm manufacturers may soon be over. And a look at the heroic work of Ukraine's railroad workers since Russia's invasion.
This is the PBS NewsHour from WETA Studios in Washington and in the West from the Walter Cronkite School of Journalism at Arizona State University.